Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this session on using the Libris Secure FTP service. This is Yoel Kortic, Senior Librarian at Libris. And this presentation, which we're looking at right now, we're only going to look at 2 slides from here, but all of you can download this from the Libris Knowledge Center. In the description of the YouTube video where this recording is, you can see the link to this presentation, download it, and then use it on your own. So, what is, first of all, the Libris Secure FTP service, and why would an institution want to use it? So, as you know, many integrations in Alma use an FTP server. In some cases, a file is exported from Alma to an FTP server. In some cases, a file is imported to Alma from an FTP server. And in some cases, it goes both ways. For example, the integration profile of Type Finance may export invoices and may import approvals, just as an example. The user integration profile will import a file of users. A publishing profile will export a file of bibliographic records. And those all go to an FTP server. There may be cases where institutions don't want to locally own and maintain an FTP server. And in a case like that, they can use the built-in FTP server that's included with Alma. Every Alma institution has a secure FTP server, and they can use it. And it contains 2 folders, one called Production, one called Sandbox, and the data is maintained there, retained there for 30 days, and then it's removed. Let's go take a look at it. So I'm going to go into Alma right now, and let's go to the configuration menu. Here, I'm going to go back to Alma just so we can go back to the configuration. I'm clicking on the bottom, Open Alma Configuration. And from the Alma configuration, I'll go to General, and then to the External Systems and the SFTP definitions. And in the SFTP definitions, I really don't even have to set anything up. Everything is already here. You can see on the top we have the Libris Secure FTP service, and it already tells us what is our server, what is our port, what is our user. There is no password here. Instead of a password, a private key is used. And here it says regenerate private key because I already did generate one private key, but I'm going to generate a new one with everybody here. So it says regenerate. I'm going to click regenerate, and that's going to download a file. It takes about 10 seconds. Actually, depending on your browser, it'll either prompt you to download a file or it will automatically download a file. So here it's called IDRSA, save file. And let's go take a look at it. It's open containing folder. Here it is. It's called IDRSA. And I'm going to rename this file to using during demo, just so we know that's the one that we're using today. And now let's connect to the secure FTP service. We're going to connect to the secure FTP service. We can connect to there using any kind of an FTP client. I'm going to use FileZilla. Afterwards, we're also going to connect to it using either an integration profile or a publishing profile or both from within Alma. So now let's connect to this. So we'll go into the FileZilla, and we'll create a new site. I'll go to File Site Manager, and I'll say New Site. Or let's get rid of this old one here. Okay, and now we'll say New Site. And I'll call this During the Demo. Okay, so I've got a FTP site called During the Demo, and we're going to fill in the information here. The protocol will be SFTP. The logon type will be key file. You'll notice here, now it says password, but when I use key file, there is no password, there's key file. We're using that key file that we downloaded instead of a password. So anybody who's using a client needs access to be able to use that key file in their configurations of their secure FTP client. All of the information we fill in here is already available for us in Alma right here. So for example, here is the server. The port is going to be 10022. I'm going to take this with me. So let's go fill that in. Here's the host. I don't need the 10022 there. The port 10022. The user we can also take directly from Alma. Here it is. Here's the user. And we'll put that right in. And the key file is the one we just downloaded and called during the demo. Let's browse for it. And it's defaulting here to PPK files. I'll say all files. Here it is, used during demo. That's the one we downloaded just a few moments ago. And now I've set this up. It's called during the demo, is the name of the FTP site. I'll say OK, and now it's saved. Let's connect to it now. So File Site Manager, there it is. It's called during the demo. I'll click Connect. And it says connecting to, okay, it's connecting. It's using the server that we put in. It's using the port that we put in, 10022. It's using the username that we put in. And now behind the scenes, it's going to get that secure file key. There it is. It's connected, retrieving directory listing, listing directory. And there are those two folders that we talked about a moment ago, production and sandbox. Let's go see if there's anything in the production. Just a file called test. That file's automatically there. Other than that, it's empty. So let's go see now what we can do in Alma to use this secure FTP service. So let's take a look, for example, at one of those integration profiles we mentioned. So here we are in general. Let's go to an integration profile. And if we were to look, for example, here's one for finance. Anywhere there's a place to choose an FTP connection, excuse me, we can choose the Libris Secure FTP service. Let's do it in a publishing profile. So I'm going to go back to Alma, and let's take a look at a publishing profile. I happen to have one here called Taiwan in the subjects. And let's see what we got here. It's called Taiwan in the subject, and we're sending it here to the Libris Secure FTP service, which we saw now. Just a moment ago, we looked and we saw that the directory there for the production is empty. We see here, it just has a file named test. I'm considering that empty. It just says test. But we're going to see that we're going to get a new file there because we're sending now here to the Libris Secure FTP service. The file name prefix is going to be demoing the SFTP. SFTP being Secure FTP Service. I'll even say service. Okay, we'll save that. And let's republish. And let's say rebuild the entire index. This is just so we can get a file out there and watch it go to the secure FTP service that every institution has. Let's see how that's running. Admin, monitor jobs. Nothing there. That means it's probably already in the history. There it is, 1547, which is my local time, 1547. Let's go take a look. I'm going to refresh here. And there it is. Came right in now, 1547. So let's recap what we did here. We went into Alma. We saw that there's automatically listed in the list of FTP definitions an Libris Secure FTP service. Then we opened up a client and we set up a connection to this secure FTP service, which is appearing here right on top. We logged in or connected using the secure FTP client, in our case FileZilla. Then we went into Alma and we used that secure FTP service in a publishing profile. We sent the file to the secure FTP service, and we saw that it really did get sent there. And that is how an institution can use the secure FTP service and no longer need to maintain their own FTP server. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we hope to see you in our next presentations. Have a nice day.